What's going on, family? This is another weekly watch this video with True to the Strap. We're going to jump straight into this weekly watch this. I'm going to start out with ball. So I like ball for a number of reasons. We're going to do full time frame analysis on this, though. Nothing really pretty happened on the quarter or the month. We did go two up, two down to the downside. What I do like about this is that we had three previous months of green and finally got some correction that happened. So after correction, you want to look for that TTO back to the upside on this ball trade that's going on. What I do notice about the weekly time frame is that we did in one candle in doji, and so nothing really happened last week as far as what this stock has done. What I do notice is that price love to stop around previous chop ranges or consolidation ranges. And I'm referring to these previous weeks here that happened on 512, 519, 526, and 6-2. Price either will work its way below this chop range or will reverse back to the upside. What I like to look for is that reverse back to the upside, especially when stock is bullish. So that's what I'm looking to happen with ball. Now, dropping down to that daily time frame, we got what we know is consolidation, and consolidation creates opportunity. But what I like mostly is the hybrid time frames on this daily time chart. So going to that 2 day, we got a nice double hammer, 131. So we want that 312 to the upside. Looks lovely there. On the 3 day, we have a 2-1 to the upside as well. And finally, on the 4 day, we have a double inside. So I like this play, no hesitation play. If you do connect the fibs to this as well, it's sitting in the OTE, perfect to measure out that TTO. And we're going to take this one to the top. I like the target to 56, 56.51, then 59.17, and now eventually take out the peak of this at 60.29. Check out those contracts. These got like decent contracts as well whenever it will load. Let's go to trade. And we got some Septembers here, only a 10-cent spread. But what I take like into these Novembers, which is a 10-cent spread as well. More bodies there. I'm gonna hit the analyze on that. And here we are. We're gonna plug in these. So we got 59.17 or 59.24. That'd be over 100% return on investment. Let's say we hit these by the 29th, over 100%. And we got 56.51. This might not show much, honestly. 56. Oh, only at 45. So keep in mind, these are Novembers. When you do get over 100% on monthlies, especially 2 months out, that is a lot of movement. And this bull trade got a lot of time to move to the upside, right? So all it has to do is move. Again, it done nothing last week. Might be ready to pop this week. So keep an eye on bull. Next ticker I like is IONQ. So IONQ, to be honest, has nothing special going on a quarter on a month. It's just been, consolidating on that month, consolidating on a week. They go fell two up on a week, turned into a shooter. But I like how it's holding these previous lows. And again, we got like this buying zone going on. I'm gonna move this drawing. We have this buying zone going on here around a price of 39.87 and 39.23. And what I like about that is they never took out these previous week's lows as well. Double hammer on the daily. Got the nice 2-1 actual signals going to the upside. And if we connect the fibs, it's also sitting in the OTE zone buying area. So it's perfect to measure out a reversal back to the upside, in my honest opinion. Oops. Yeah, so let's look out for that. I like targets of 41.77, then 42.37. Previous quarter close at 42.97 and eventually get to 43.50. I don't know why that you could go with could play this as a day trade as well. I like this as a day trade or potential swing. So looking at those weeklies of 41 Cs, let's bring this down to 22. So we got 44.51, that would be green. 44.51 is somewhere around this range. And it's not looking bad. Let's check out some monthlies, September's. And honestly, I like the 45s for the September's. So hit the 45s. 79% on that as well. Not the best payout in my opinion, but these could get moving pretty fast. And if it does get moved pretty fast, these will pay out a lot quicker. Again, this is only on the 22nd. So that's by Friday. So if this ticket get moving by Friday, that'll look pretty good in my opinion. All right. I like DOCN. I like DOCN for several reasons. One, they got continuity going to the upside, starting with the quarter. Month, we did go outside month, pull back. Now I'm looking for that TTO off the pullback. And we also turn inside on the daily, on that weekly, sorry. Moving this OT, moving this fib, we have some chop ranges going on there. Like I said, the last ticker, I like to see if price want to go below that chop range, or most likely what I like to do is reverse from the chop range. And I think that's what's going to happen with DOCN. Not only that, we have some nice consolidation happening on that daily, double inside day, and also a bullish pennant with a nice little small gap to fill to the upside as well. A lot of things going on with this trade that I like. Let's check out the 2-day. 2-day is a 2-1-2 reversal to the upside. 3-day is also a 2-1-2 reversal to the upside. And we have the 4-day, which is also a 2-1 or double inside 4-day to the upside as well once we open up on the 20th. So a lot of things to love about this trade. This is extremely bullish in my opinion. I wouldn't hesitate on this trade. Let's check out the Analyze tab. And I like the Septembers for this. At the money. I love the target of 34.43 and 37.40. So I'm gonna hit 37.40. And that could yield over a 200% return. I'm gonna give it by the 29th. Still over a 200% return. That's very beautiful. 34.43. That could yield over 100%. So all this trade has to do is move. Remember, keep in mind, this is a monthly September contract. All it has to do is move. Even if it cracked 34, that would still be a lot of money on those cons. 80% by the 29th. Yeah, I wouldn't hesitate on this. Even if there was to pull back and go red a little bit, I still wouldn't even hesitate. I wouldn't even sell. I would wait for it to just pop back to the upside because the payout and the risk to reward on this trade is just absolutely amazing. So keep eyes on DOCN. Next ticker, and we talked about this ticker in class as well, and it did exactly what we wanted it to do. That is Carvana. Got that pop to the upside on earnings, and then we pulled back. We was watching this about the last week, and I said that I would like this if it start to pull back into the zone some more. Again, back to that chop area that we've been talking about. It's like the theme of this video, how price reacts in chop areas, and now we got that consolidation happening there. We got almost a week's worth of consolidation happening. Let's check out the weekly time frame. Weekly also ending the fail 2 down, which show me that there is some buying going on in the 340 range as well. That's why I also like Carvana. So got the 6 hour. 6 hour looks beautiful. Once we get above that previous quarter high at 351.43, that will be an entry. Let's check out the hybrid time frames on this one though. So check out the 2-day. Nice 2-1 on a 2-day. And we got another 2-1 on a 3-day. Another thing I talked about in my previous videos is watch how the body of the candle closes, and you see that tight 3-day range, right? So each candle represents 3 days. So you got a nice 12-day range. I mean, 9, my math is off. 9-day range of just consolidation going on there. There's consolidation going on. So that usually indicate that a stock is ready to pop. So we got a nice 2-1, 2 reversal to the upside. I wouldn't hesitate on this. This one is for larger portfolios anyway. And that would trigger the 3-2 to the upside. So this could be played as a day trade or short-term swing. I will go with some next week's, like the 29th, or this week's. And I like the 360s. So we're gonna bring this down to the 22nd. We're gonna insert some, got 384.26. I'm not gonna put that one. I'm gonna put 371.44. And that would yield over 146% by Friday. So 371.44, that could happen in one day, honestly, or 2 days. Even 367.78. And that's 85%. So loving Carvana. Again, play this one as a day trade or a mini swing. Just be careful because it does have high theta. And that looks great. Next thing I'm going to talk about, I love the way metals are setting up. That's WPM. So WPM, they get a nice pop and then it pulled back. It went 3-2 in a month, went all the way up to 103.81, then pulled back into the range. Now we're looking at this week. We did go 2 down on the week, and then they brought it right back up. Looking at the day, I want to watch this trade for a TTO back to the upside. Again, we back in that buying range, that chop area, and we want to get that reversal off that chop area. I like the 2-2 rev on this one. I don't think there's much happening on the hybrid time frame the last I checked, but we do got a 2-2 rev on a 2-day as well. I like calls above 94.80 to eventually get back to 97.94, and then 99.03, then 100.69. Then we want to see if we can tap that 103.81. Checking out the time, checking out these contracts. Monthlies would be the best bet, at least the 100 Cs for the September 19th. And then we was to hit these on the 29th. I want to give at least to the 29th. Let's go at 99.03. 57. If we do get up to 103.77 or 103.81, that'll yield again, obviously the most return on investment. We're going to see what happens with WPM again. I love the way this is setting up when it gets that TTO to the upside. We do have a mini gap to fill as well. So if we can at least tap 99.03 by next Friday after next, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. And again, these are September's. You could get less time, like the 29s. Just got to get more bodies on these contracts. Not a lot of bodies on them. The spreads are decent, just not a lot of bodies on the contracts. Just be careful with those. Um, the September 5s can go. Yeah, so go check that out. Next thing I like is SLV. SLV. What I like about SLV is that it is inside month. And on a week, we are forming a bullish pennant. On a week, we did go 2 up. We did pass the week after last highs, and then we did pull back. But what I want to see, what I like about this is we did pull back on the daily as well. And we back in range. So we want the TTO back to the upside. Not only that, the high bid time frame just show you the consolidation that's happening. So got some nice consolidation on that 2-day. Looking for that breakout back to the upside on this one. It's 3-day, nice 3-1-2 setup potential. And finally on the 4-day, we have a 2-1 potential. So I think this one is a sleeper. It could get gappy, so just take your time with this one. I want to eventually take out the previous week high at 35.04. So let's look at some cons for this one. And I think September's would be the best way to go. Some at the money's 35 Cs. And let's say we was to hit 35.91 by the 22nd or the 29th. That will yield over a 70% return on investment. So not too bad. Just keep an eye out for silver. This is a slower mover, more of a, if you're a swinger, this could be a good one. So steep on there. I like the way this one look. This one could eventually break out. One good day in the market with silver, but yield a nice payout too. So keep eyes on that. And then we still got the target of 36.44 up there as well. And by the 29th, that will only yield 35% return on investment. Could go with shorter time, like the 20s or the 20 seconds. I think the 20 seconds would be better. These contracts are super, super cheap. So with these, with these 22 expiration 35 Cs, it was to hit these targets. You'll see how we got a 1000% return on a 35.91. We got a 400% return and 30 target of 35.44, 162% return. 35 is only right in this range, so that could happen in about 2 days. Excuse me, about 2 days or 3 days, and you can load up on these cons as well because again, they super, super, super cheap. So that concludes my watch list. And if you like what you've been seeing so far, just comment, like, and subscribe. And I'm gonna keep bringing these watch lists to you guys. All right. Hope y'all have a blessed weekend and a profitable week. And peace out.